What up, Dokkaners? We got a lot to cover here because with the new upcoming content, there are some implications for upcoming celebrations, both Dokkan and otherwise, that I wanted to discuss. So let's just start by very quickly just going through everything that's coming up. New Dokkan event tease, new LR God Vegeta. Dokkan Frontier, new nodes and new missions coming up where we can finally awaken the Krillin. I'll come back to all of this and talk about it at length. I want to just start by saying all this. New Xenoverse limited event, recruit free-to-play JIREN. All Out Series to Series Stage 5 and Quest. All right, so we have now covered all of the news topics. Let's jump in and elaborate further. Starting with the new Dokkan event. We are getting an LR God Vegeta, Red Kryptonite, so he is getting his own Dokkan event. Does this mean that the character is going to return on future banners? This does not imply that. All this means is that the character is a Dokkan festival. I refer you to example A, B, and C. Previous crossover celebrations who had Dokkan events based on the new headliner release who never came back. Universal Blue, the final Heroes release in November 2024. He's a Dokkan Fest unit. He had a Dokkan event. And did he ever come back? Nope. Did not. Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta the year prior. Did he ever come back? Nope. And he had his own Dokkan event. God Trunks, did he come back? Actually, I think he did come back, but only on the next, it was on the Heroes EZA banner, but it was only during Heroes. Since Heroes is discontinued, these guys don't exist anymore. That being said, since this is a crossover celebration from an outside well, not outside franchise, but sort of. Will this guy come back? At minimum, not outside of just crossover celebrations. So if this becomes a yearly thing where we have a Xenoverse celebration every year, then maybe this guy will come back, but otherwise I don't think so. But we don't know for sure, and that's kind of the issue with this, because given the timing, the horrendous timing, people might want to summon simply just because of the exclusivity of it. The last time we had something like that was not too far ago. It was actually in October of last year, November of last year, the 40th anniversary manga banner. This banner will never come back. So if you don't have these characters, you will never get them. They will never come back, which is why, in terms of my own personal no new units policy, I am forbidden from ever using these, which I hate because people will never have access to these characters unless they, I don't know, the 80th anniversary, the 50th anniversary, they're not coming back. So the same fate befalls Xenoverse celebration characters. What are they going to do with it? Will this guy come back in the future besides crossover celebrations? My guess is no. Will this be the new place for crossover celebrations period? Maybe. If this is where it's going to be moving forward, let's just say next year, because Xenoverse 3 is coming out next year, right? So maybe for Xenoverse 3 we get some sort of a crossover celebration. Maybe that happens here, and then this guy comes back. So that's my little notice for you guys when it comes to that. Oh, by the way, the Dokkan event is coming soon. We know that the celebration is going to be starting on the 22nd. So I am posting this on the 21st morning, which means tonight we will be jumping into the Xenoverse crossover celebration. As far as specific times, we will only know once we get the data download, which, by the way, both versions are getting a maintenance. Global is getting maintenance at 11 p.m. So 6 hours after the upcoming global daily reset, Global will be down for maintenance for 3 hours. And during that time, we will be getting update 6.0.5. This is not the same as the update that JP is about to receive, but both versions will be down for their own respective maintenances. What is concerning me is the fact that Global's maintenance ends at 2 a.m. on the 22nd, whereas JP is going to be getting a full-on maintenance 8 hours for update 6.1.0, and that is starting from the upcoming global daily reset all the way until 1 a.m. on the 22nd morning. I said this before, I'll say it again. I have a weird feeling in my gut. We might be looking at a situation where JP gets the banner before global for an hour. Because this is typically, before the full synchro, JP summons used to happen at 1 a.m. Pacific originally. Is this what's going to happen? Because Global's maintenance lasts an extra hour, or are they going to wait an hour? And if they do, that's incredibly late banner time anyway. So I don't know what's going to happen here. So I just want to throw that out there. When this maintenance drops, we should get the data download and we will know when everybody's going to be coming up. So that is how we can find out. Anyway, let's go back to the regular news here. Now going to the Dokkan Frontier stuff. So you might have noticed ever since the previous data download when we had the Part 2 celebration that this Krillin Dokkan Awakening was in the game, but you could never actually obtain it. That is because the medal was never obtainable through missions. For whatever reason, they brought him in, but you can never actually get him, which was annoying. Now you can. With the upcoming new nodes that are going to be added to the Planet Namek saga, with the new missions, you can obtain the medals required to awaken the Krillin with one of the newly added missions. It still remains to be seen if we will be able to purchase more copies of the Krillin outside of the ones that you get from those missions. Hopefully you can, but if you can't, you still should have enough to Dokkan awaken your Krillin that you currently have. So, and even if you can't, eventually they will add something in the Baba Shop where you can use those feathers that you've been earning from the Dokkan Frontier missions. So yeah, this guy will be coming soon. I believe, if I remember correctly, Rick had tweeted out, I did a video on this. This was back when I was thinking that Namek Saga was coming up next. I think it was the 24th or the 23rd or the 25th, something like that, where the Dokkan Frontier's next installment will be coming up. So what I'm trying to say here is this will likely not drop exactly at the same time as the God Vegeta. It'll probably be a day or two afterwards, which is fine. You know, like they tend to spread these things out. But there's that little bit of news. And now let's talk about this. So starting with the Xenoverse 2 event, we've got a new free-to-play JIREN full power ultra super villain that is obtainable. So just from this, a lot of people are taking this as a potential theory that with Dokkan getting JIREN and Vegeta, Legends could be getting Frieza and Rose, or maybe just the one or the other. This is all Future Saga. So they did say, let me actually pull up what Legends said. They wanted to do their own like little reveal thing. New Future Saga characters will be joining the fight in Sparking and Legend rarities. So people are thinking because JIREN is now going to be showing up on Dokkan, Legends is going to be getting Rose and Frieza. So who, in terms of the character choices, let me know in the comments, who gets the W? JIREN and Vegeta for Dokkan, Rose and Frieza for Legends. I feel like if you've got the one pair, you'll think the other is better, and vice versa. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think about that. But this is not going to be a challenge event. This is just a regular, you know, typical story event. Do farm it out. As far as the character coming back, you know, if anything, it'll come back after a year minimum. But who knows when the next crossover celebration is going to be. After November 2024, when the last Hero celebration was, we haven't had another Hero celebration since. I don't know when the story events themselves came back, but they did come back separately quite some time afterwards. So I don't know when this one would come back, but you know, when this comes out, just farm out the JIREN, because the JIREN fits the Vegeta's leader skill, so you'll have at least one spot covered when it comes to crossover, Realm of Gods, and whatnot. So there is that. Okay, next up, I'm gonna skip this for now. Chapter 7, Part 1, new stages added to Area 40. Stages 5 through 8 of Area 40 will be added to Quest. We will see if this includes any potential update for Chaozu's future LR. We'll see if there's a gem farming stage extraordinaire here, because so far with the stages 1 through 4, nothing really good stands out there. There are better ones that already exist. Will there be a new best link leveling stage? We will have to find out. And there will be another refresh in the Baba Shop. So if you guys have been keeping up with like all your gem expenses in the Baba Shop, there will be more Kais, more Zenny to obtain in the Baba Shop when this drops. So I will do a video for that. Now let's come back to here, because this actually does more for us than we think. With a new stage of Seriously Serious coming up, it's very obviously for the upcoming Vegeta. But this also kind of soft confirms that Golden Week is not going to be happening at the original time that we were expecting. We were all expecting the 22nd for crossover, as they told us, and then Golden Week would happen per usual on the 27th of April, my time zone, as has happened over the last few years. Last year was 2027. The year before that was last year was April 27th. The year before that was April 25, so on and so forth. Around the end of April is typically when Golden Week starts. But because of this actually kind of tells us we will not be getting Golden Week till at least the 1st of May, because All Out Seriously Serious happens bi-monthly, which is twice a month. So if this happens now, there's not going to be another one until at least May. So the good news there is that it gives those of you who are planning to summon on this crossover banner a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of extra breathing room. I don't want to say it gives you a ton, because it really doesn't. The difference between April 27th and May 1st is 4 days. So it's not that big of a difference, but it still gives you a little bit more wiggle room to, you know, maybe come to terms with your choices in terms of if you decide to summon or not. So there is that. Bad news is that it could potentially lead to a longer drought just because, you know, during this time, as we're building up and getting closer and closer to GDC, things are a little bit slower, as you've seen in terms of like the videos and whatnot. People are just generally not playing. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of traffic as people play this and try this out, but you know, with more time in between celebrations, there's less stuff going on, so there is that. But with this, yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what day, you know, let's actually look. Let me pull up the, I'm glad I have this here. Let's look at the campaign details and let's see if there are any good, why did I, let's start from the top. Let's see if there are any good times in May that we could potentially use as a landing spot here. Because the stone sales doesn't work. Like, we don't have the stone sales as a clue. Once we get the new celebration details, that will tell us when Golden Week is going to be starting. But until then, this is all we got. So let's see, legendary summon May 8th. Ooh, May 8th actually might be a little too far out. 22nd, that's tomorrow. May 8th is 2 weeks and 2 days later. So that might be a little overboard, but that is still possible. Also, that does kind of work because then this summon doesn't overlap with that one. Because as it is, this banner is already going to overlap with the upcoming LR crossover banner. Do they want this to also overlap with Golden Week? I don't know. So May 8th, May 7th, May 8th, May 6th. Normally, I wouldn't put much stock in the EX missions, but there's also something we got to consider here. EX missions are releasing for the all-out seriously serious fights. Are we really going to have 3 sets of EX missions all active at the same time? Because this is for Piccolo, right? And then with the new seriously serious coming out for God Vegeta, he will have his own set of EX missions. So there will at least be 7 more tickets to farm out from that. And then when we jump into Golden Week, will there be another set of EX missions all at the same time before this goes away on May 6th? Like, let's just say Golden Week starts on the 1st. That's a 5-day overlap between this as well. So that's 3 sets of EX missions. Will that happen? So now I'm kind of thinking May 6th could happen. And May 6th would be exactly 2 weeks from the 22nd. So that is my new theory as to when Golden Week would begin. And that would also be pretty close to when Goku Day would start, which also works. Goku Day typically would happen a week into the part 1 of Golden Week. Stone sales, we can't use that. Dokkan special, they can't use that. Ooh, May 1st. May 1st right here, 1 a.m. Okay, so these are my 2 leading guesses. May 6th at night or May 1st early morning. My time zone. April 19th. April 30th, I suppose this is also another possibility. This is like the day before. So this could also work. April 30th, May 1st, or May 6th. May 1st, April 13th, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, that pretty much, like, it conveys my point. Like, the main point of this is that Golden Week is now delayed because they have to make room for this, which means a single 7-unit multi is going to be obtainable for everybody when you clear this once. You can summon for the upcoming God Vegeta. You can farm out the free-to-play JIREN Realm of Gods character that will support this guy. We'll see how good that is. You have some stones to pick up. You have another free-to-play character to farm out and Dokkan Awaken. And we've got more Dokkan Frontier. That is the fate that lies ahead for us Dokkan players as we jump into a brand new crossover celebration. After that, who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts on the Xenoverse 2 crossover celebration. Are you guys looking forward to it? Are you planning on summoning for the Vegeta right now? If so, how far do you think you're going to be going? Which characters among those like 4 Xenoverse 2 Future Saga arc do you think are the cooler ones? Did Global get the short end or did Legends? Global getting Vegeta and Jiren, Legends potentially getting Frieza and Rose. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know if there's anything else that I missed in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content of the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know you want to see more as I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.